Hi everybody. I thought I'd just give a bit of an introduction into the kinds of things that you'll receive from VMware once we set you up with a VMware Testdrive account, or when you've been invited specifically by one of your contacts or representatives at VMware. So you'll see on the screen now an email that you get, which is system generated obviously, but it has your usernames and passwords that you'll need to go and test out VMware Testdrive. So it'll be an email, it'll give you get started here, it just takes you to the VMware Testdrive portal, which is where we start off all of our testing and configurations. The one thing that I will point out here is that once you start, and if you need help, you can email whoever signed you up directly and it'll give you their email address. So if you're not sure exactly who it was who sent you the invitation, you can always go back to this email and tell you exactly where you need to go. So at this point, what we've done or what we've been sent is a Testdrive account. Now, once we click on there, and this will take us into the VMware Testdrive portal. So we're not logging into anything to do with Workspace ONE at the moment. This is just Testdrive. So this is where you can log in and see how long you have to go and access a little bit more information. So we just enter our username that we were sent and our password, and we can remember those details if we want. But when we first log into Testdrive, obviously we're going to accept our end user license agreement. And we're going to log in and see all of the things that we've been enabled for. And the great thing about VMware Testdrive portal is it gives you links and all the information to the places that you need to go to do all your testing. So you'll see here Workspace ONE, and it gives you some Testdrive walkthroughs. So if you wanted to learn how to enroll a iOS device on Workspace ONE, we can now click on that link and it will give us all of the steps and all the requirements for the things that we need to do to actually enroll an iOS device into Workspace ONE. So that's really handy. If we scroll down here, you can see the same thing again if we want to do it specifically for unified endpoint management. There's some things here with Horizon Cloud, our virtual, or one of our virtual desktop and virtual application platforms, which we don't have enabled. But as you can see through here, we can scroll down and we can, we can see all the other things that we potentially have access to. So there's nothing stopping you from going in and testing some of these things. You could potentially have that enabled if you wanted to, and that will, reach out and do some things in the back end there that will enable that for you as for your Testdrive account here. But the important part that I want to point out here is with Testdrive, by default, you're given a pre-configured environment. And that is something that you're given a user account for. You don't have to go in and do any configurations. All you really now need to do is go in there and follow any of these guides, and it will take you through how to do what's in those guides. So like I said, if you want to do an iOS BYOD walkthrough or an iOS corporate owned, you only need access to a device and you enroll that device and it's all ready to go. The one thing that you will see for the rest of the page that this video is hosted on is these sandbox experiences. Now, a sandbox is a blank slate. So when you log in, you have nothing configured, you don't have any user accounts. This is exactly what you'd see if you signed up to a Workspace ONE subscription. So what we want to do here is once we get our email and we get our login details, we want to enable both of these. And as we go and enable these, it will reach out. Once again, it will create that automatically. And we want to also do the same thing for VMware Identity Manager. So we enable both of those, and what these are going to do is give us, like I said, this trial tenant that we can log in and we can do all the configurations as if it was a production ready system. So there's no restrictions at this point. We just need to go through all the configurations to set this up so that you can start testing Workspace ONE UEM and VMware Identity Manager within your organization. So now that we're ready to launch, we have our details and we have all the information that we need to carry on with our guides that I have on the rest of this page.